Shea here, head of content at Event Marketer, joined by Juanita Chavarro Arias, our managing editor, and Kate Shea, senior editor and manager of digital content. Kate is our curator of The Brief, a weekly dispatch on LinkedIn and eventmarketer.com featuring experiential campaigns and marketing news that caught our attention. The holidays are officially here, and while the industry takes a moment to take a breath amid what is always a whirlwind Q4, maybe more so this year than in recent years, we've buttered up some of the top items Kate's covered in The Brief. And as it's the season of shopping, Kate, you made a pit stop at the King of Prussia Mall in Philadelphia this month, but not for Black Friday deals. Well, maybe a few. Tell us about the much anticipated opening of Netflix House.
Absolutely. Yeah. I guess I got a jump on the Black Friday shopping, but it was just for me because I bought a bunch of Netflix merch. But I had a great time. The vibes were really good. The installations were beautiful. The experiences were very interactive. They were memorable. I will say the Wednesday Eve of Outcast activation was the one that really blew me away. It was the scale and the level of detail. And you're in this morbid festival and you're supposed to be this student at Nevermore Academy. And it's just very immersive and fun. There's actually a murder mystery involved, and that's like voluntary. You don't have to do it. So there's just a lot going on, and that's just one aspect of it. All of the other activities were super fun. The whole experience is not perfect yet. It will get there. This is a brand new concept, so I'm sure they are just kind of fine tuning everything. But great time. I would recommend it if you could go. And then, of course, the Dallas one opens, I believe, in about 2.5 weeks. So it'll be interesting to kind of compare and contrast the two.
Fantastic. And you can check out Kate's detailed report on eventmarketer.com. Also worth noting, Kate is the first editor in the 24-year history of Event Marketer to play a game of mini golf solo. So congrats, Kate. Your celebratory team putter is on its way.
Amazing stat.
Wonderful. So it's something I wanted to remember. So thank you for bringing it back up.
All the things we do as event marketer editors combing the country for these experiences. All right, so let's dig into The Brief this month. And Juanita, we've all got food on the mind, and you've got some inspiration that might help all the holiday hosts cooking in small quarters this year, right?
Yes, definitely. I am here to chat about Hidden Valley Ranch popping up a restaurant inside a micro apartment. There are a few of those in New York City. And it was a reservation only Hidden Valley Ranch tiny restaurant that featured 3 tables for 2, branded pillows, puzzles, artworks, and of course, ranch bottles displayed around the space as decor. And it was created to demonstrate how big living spaces and kitchens aren't to cook good food, something true to the New York experience. And executive chef Kirsty Bowser curated a ranch-inspired menu with dishes like original ranch spinach dip and glazed ranch ham, all crafted with flavor and simplicity in mind. So do either of those dishes sound enticing to you? Is ranch gonna hit your guys' Thanksgiving tables?
Right next to the cranberry sauce for sure.
I don't know. I think my mom would probably have some words about that, but we'll see what happens.
You could say it's chef inspired.
I love the strategy though, right? You don't need
Mhm.
fancy equipment. You don't need a big kitchen. You just need the right ingredients, which is a really cool message.
Yeah, and it's that whole thing of like anyone can cook, right? And
Mhm.
the space doesn't matter. So, something inspirational for the holidays.
Fantastic.
And you brought ratatouille into the conversation, so that's really important.
Exactly, exactly.
And staying on the topic of food, Kate, you reported on a well-seasoned spa activation that has quite a theme for this week. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, as I said in the brief, if the concept of a turkey spa day does not grab your attention, I'm not sure that anything will. And that is what Diamond Crystal Salt brought to New York on the 20th, so exactly a week before Thanksgiving. And it brought the House of Brining activation to consumers. So this was actually right up my alley because honestly, anything that makes salt the hero is going to be my jam. I actually might have a salt problem. Anyway, so basically consumers RSVP'd on a microsite, and then when they got there, they filled out this personalized treatment plan or intake for their turkey, which actually, when you think about it, is kind of gruesome, but we'll go with it. And so from there, they stopped at the dry brine treatment room to mix up their own custom brine tailored to their flavor profile. And then, of course, they could take it home. And they also entered this tranquil wet brine spa where there were ASMR sounds and all these aromatic oils. And that was designed to sort of bring the whole brining process to life. And then, of course, there were other little touch points. There were mini hand massages because the bride should be doing the work. And there were festive photo ops. You could win a free turkey. And one of the things I really liked was that you walked away with these swag bags, and attached was a keychain with this mini vial of salt. So, I guess for salt emergencies, which I can relate to. And then, of course, last but not least, there was a charitable component to the program. So every single person that stopped by triggered a $10 donation to Food Bank NYC. So just a really good feel-good holiday campaign.
All the right ingredients there for a successful holiday experiential campaign, for
I want
sure.
that keychain.
I do too.
All right. And what's the season without a little football? Pop Tarts is building on a viral moment at the Pop Tarts Bowl annual college football game last year. If you remember, that giant toaster that its mascot named Strawberry was dropped into and then turned into a human sized Pop Tart that could literally be eaten by players right there on the field. Well, at this year's game on December 20th, teams of Pop Tarts, 3 on each flavor team, will compete to avoid being eaten again. And yes, fans will be voting on their fate and deciding who will be consumed by the Pop Tarts Bowl champion after the game. A delicious victory lap indeed. We've had our eyes on brand mascots all year. In fact, we wrote a trend piece about it. We're all in. Can't wait to see how the cookie crumbles, or in this case, the Pop Tart. So that's going to be one to watch. All right. Thanks for tuning into the Brief Live for this November. Until then, subscribe to the Brief LinkedIn newsletter and check out all of our weekly coverage on eventmarketer.com. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.